But you have to remember too, like it's only a little while since we've been going down the multi-cloud road, and we know that in that road, all of those companies are very focused on building product that really enhances their value proposition. Don't forget, there's an AI networking summit coming up, and you're invited. So go to the ONUG, ONUG.net website to get your tickets now. So, and also if you're on YouTube or Spotify or any of the places where this podcast is being broadcast or streamed, make sure that you hit like or subscribe to it. Thanks. Hi, everyone. I'm Nick Lippis on the Built for Trust podcast. So I wanted to share something with you today. So it's a demo of some work that we've been working on within the Agentic AI Overlay working group. It's an important piece of work. It's something that everyone will have access to. And what this work really does, it was to start to really think through in the large enterprise what's required in order to do agentic at scale. So can you have thousands and maybe 10,000s of agents? Many large organizations already have 100 plus MCP servers out there. So we know the agents are coming really quick. Yeah. So the question is that in order to capture that value that agentic offers, is how do you put the right controls in place? And what are those right controls? And so we spent a lot of time talking and thinking about that. And so what I'm going to show you is 6 major controls, and these are all mandatory controls. So we went through that process of prioritizing controls as well. So these are mandatory, and you're going to see why during this demo. So many of you might be experimenting at home, maybe a little bit kind of in a lab, like with OpenClaw, maybe with Mistral, and a whole range of other agents. Many are, rightfully so, nervous to deploy them in a large corporate setting until these kinds of controls are in place. So we're going to be using this at the spring and also at the fall event at the AI Networking Summit. You'll be seeing how vendors actually are able to provide you options and choices to create a more controlled and trusted agentic environment for your company. So let's kind of dive right into the demo. So again, the demo was the controls here were developed by the ONUG Collaborative Agentic AI Working Group. Also, this group put together these controls, but we shared it with the ONUG board members. We got their input on it, and then we took it out to the broader community. So chances are that you might have already done the survey that helped identify these controls. So there are about 350 or so responses that we got to that. So we think that this is really solid signal that will be conveyed to everybody in the community, especially to the vendor community.
Welcome to the ONUG Agentic AI Overlay Security Demo.
Okay, so we're going to get going on the, so let me share with you how these controls work and what they're intended to stop. So, okay, this was done again within the ONUG Collaborative, and the working group is the ONUG Agentic AI working group. So let's start. It's going to be broken into 2 different components. One is a catastrophic fail, and then the second one is that how does that catastrophic fail get mitigated?
Scenario 1, the catastrophic cascade.
So kind of think of this as that, okay, we have an agentic infrastructure in place, and we're in a large kind of regulated entity like a global bank, a Fortune 500 enterprise, what have you. And the 6 security requirements, which you'll see in action, they are unmet. So we have kind of rogue agents. So again, the starting place is that we already have an agentic infrastructure in place, and then we have one rogue agent that kind of enters in. So let's take a look.
A rogue agent joins the trusted mesh.
All right. So here we show the topology, and the topology, the work that this group was really focused on is around multiple agents and also multiple trust domains. So those multiple agents could be multiple agents from the same vendor, a combination of open source and vendor provided, as well as across a wide range of vendors as well. So multi-agent and multi-trust domains. So we show a private data center, a cloud VPC, and then also an external partner. Right. So this is like super important because this is really the life that we're living in these days. On the top right hand side, you can see all the controls. So we call them AMOC. So that's the Agentic Overlay Monitoring and Control. So those are the controls. That's the acronym that we'll be using, and you'll be seeing this during the demo. Okay, great. First thing, we have this rogue agent, which is the red agent that is now trying to access various different resources in a company. So
Violation 1, identity attestation.
So the agent doesn't. So this company doesn't have good identity infrastructure in place. So identity and attestation is
Reconnaissance at machine speed.
it's spoofed. The agent is spoofed, and it now has access into the infrastructure. So, and from the from monitoring point of view, all things seem to be appearing normal.
Violation 2, runtime monitoring.
So we want to see when all the agents are running, and we're monitoring that. So how do you mitigate against those controls? So that's kind of a runtime monitoring.
Customer data being exfiltrated.
So in here, so like now, it's like we have the agent is now trying to exfiltrate, data. So they're trying to access classified information, and this is usually data sets that include PCI kind of data, so Social Security, credit card information from a lot of the customers that you may be working with. So in here, no residency enforcement, no DLP. And so the agent is going after that.
Violation 3, data guardrails.
In that guardrail too, we now we have a breach of the guardrail. So 5 PII and PCI records are exfiltrated. There's also a GDPR breach. So estimated about a $20 million fine. Now the company is exposed to, or 4% of their revenue.
Pivoting to untrusted domain.
So now, again, we have this external partner, and so there's a trust boundary that's been breached, and that trust boundary is to access a company's firewall and also their routing entries. So what's being transmitted now is about almost 3,000 firewall rules, 14,000 routing entries, as well as the VPC topology.
Violation 4, zero trust.
So now the agent is able to access that because they don't have zero trust, implemented within this particular environment. So zero trust fault topology is exfiltrated to kind of an untrusted domain. The attackers now have full network map of their partner. Also, every subsequent attack is now going to be will be very surgical.
High privilege tool abuse.
So now the tools can be abused from this agent as well. So if you look at it, that means firewalls, routing, authorization. So and also how you're auditing tools. So in here we have, I mentioned the firewalls that were already being rules, and also the routing. But this violation, the attackers really have full map. They have now their access. They're destroying almost 3,000 perimeter rules. They've poisoned the routing, and they're intercepting all traffic. They're stealing about 4,800 active users sessions, and they've destroyed all the forensic guardrail, not guardrails, but evidence. So they're able to kind of cover their
Violation
tracks.
5. Tool authorization.
So they go through, the agent goes through that, and so it has kind of full control right now of the overall infrastructure.
Autonomous destruction sequence.
So in the previous one, so the firewall is gone. Also, the routing is poisoned. The authorizations are stalling, and the forensics are also destroyed. The kind of enterprise identity store is also corrupted here. So the rogue agent really is kind of like now has full access, not only just to your infrastructure, but also to whatever was in the cloud VPC and also your partner.
Violation 6. Autonomy governance.
So the governance now, we have catastrophic actions. There's no constraints, no kill switch that happens. Authorization is down. Monitoring is blind. All agents are infected. Identity is also corrupted. This is like the worst case scenario that you may want to see with a agent, with an agentic kind of system in place. And so if you look at on the top, all the AMOC controls have been violated: identity, runtime monitoring, data guardrails, zero trust enforcement, tool authorization, autonomy, and governance as well.
Final damage. $500 million.
So massive amount of damage and also destroyed here. So it's about half a billion dollars in this scenario. Almost 3,000 sessions were blocked. Firewall rules lost. $20 million of potential fines that one would be exposed to. Your routing has been poisoned. Your firewalls are really kind of not being utilized. And your NOC and your SOC monitoring is completely blinded as well. You have 4 registered agents running attacker instructions, now, and there's 0 audit trail. So forensic reconstruction is essentially impossible. So these 6 rules, they're pretty important, right? So let's see how this changes in a world where you actually have these AMOC controls in place.
Scenario 2. Layered defense.
So we're going to do the same attack, same enterprise, same attack, same rogue agent, but we'll see how this
Control
changes
1.
now.
Identity attestation.
So now, okay, this is all about identity. So we have that rogue agent. And so does the rogue agent able to spoof identity and gain access into the infrastructure?
Rogue agent attempts to spoof identity.
Spoofing and cross-domain impersonation, is blocked, and also
Blocked. Agent quarantined.
and the agent is quarantined. So identity kind of works.
Blocked. Agent quarantined.
The second part is the agent also trying to do cross-domain impersonation is blocked. So this is valid for federation, and token is going to be required.
Control 2. Runtime monitoring.
Runtime monitoring is able to kind of like identify this particular agent and to quarantine it and keep it from doing damage.
Rogue agent begins reconnaissance.
Runtime, so machine speed recon, and that was the threat that we've had.
Blocked. Quarantined in 8 seconds.
8 seconds, it's quarantined, so like the audit logs are intact and they are not exposed.
Blocked. Quarantined in 8 seconds.
Again, anomaly score of 94 out of 100. The agent is quarantined, within 8 seconds.
Control 3. Data guardrails.
Right. So let's see when we have the data guardrails put in place.
Rogue agent attempts data access.
Right. So the rogue agent is trying to gain access to your customer data, so security numbers and so forth, your PCI stuff and PII data.
Blocked. 0 records exfiltrated.
right? AMOC blocks that.
Blocked. 0 records exfiltrated.
All right. So no customer data is exposed.
Control 4. Zero trust.
So now gaining access to external partners, that's when they were stealing kind of the topology map and the routing and the firewall as a partner.
Rogue agent attempts cross-domain.
So they're attempting cross-domain.
Blocked. Topology protected.
So zero trust blocks that from happening. So you don't have an exposure of your partner.
Blocked. Topology protected.
All right.
Control 5. Tool authorization.
So tool authorization, that was the big one. That was like with all the firewalls and routing, all of the logs for compliance and keeping them protected. So this is when the agent tries to, in essence, bring down the infrastructure.
Rogue agent attempts tool access. Blocked. All tools rejected.
Yeah, and that's a really good thing.
Blocked. All tools rejected.
All right. So none of the firewall parameters are gone. None of the routing tables are spoofed or corrupted or poisoned. So all of this is working as it should.
Control 6. Autonomy governance.
So, all right. So the autonomy governance control, let's see what that does.
Rogue agent attempts destruction.
Yeah. So this is like when it had control of the infrastructure, it was going to try to do all those things I mentioned before. And so AMOC, blocks that.
Blocked. Human approval required.
Yeah. So having a human in the loop.
Blocked. Human approval required.
Mm.
Complete audit trail generated.
And what's really great about this too, so this kind of shows the entire activities and logs and how AMOC was able to mitigate what was a catastrophic failure. So it's really these kinds of controls that are needed within the large enterprise in order for agentic to really take off. Now, who is responsible for this? Who's responsible for it is really infrastructure teams. This is the network and the security teams are responsible for choosing and implementing these controls. You may think, oh, okay, well, we know that the cloud providers and the public LLM provider, AI providers are going to be offering this. There'll be plenty of tools that would be available in order for us to implement these kinds of controls. All that is correct. But you have to remember too, like it's only a little while since we've been going down the multi-cloud road, and we know that in that road, all of those companies are very focused on building product that really enhances their value proposition. So you're not going to have a multi-vendor, a multi-cloud solution from any of the cloud providers. They've shown us many times that they're really not that interested in doing that. So really, this comes down to like all of the companies, the infrastructure companies, that is most of the companies that are participating within ONUG and the AI Networking Summit, because those companies have a much better vested interest in making sure that you have consistency in these controls across all of these different environments, because we know that all AI infrastructure is going to be hybrid. You're going to have some internal, you're going to have some external, but you need to have consistencies in these kinds of controls in order to protect your company and make sure that you gain all of that value that AI is offering to large corporations as we move into the kind of the enterprise network fabric or the enterprise AI fabric that all of us are building. And these AMOC controls are a central part of that enterprise AI fabric. So we're going to get to see a lot of this in the spring timeframe. So this is kind of May 13th and 14th in Frisco and Dallas, and then also in late October in New York. So we're going to be giving out awards based upon this. You'll see this demo live on the opening of both of those conferences. A lot of the vendors will be talking about how their controls map into these EMOC or these AMOC controls. So anyway, we have a lot planned. I think this is like one of the most important aspects of how we all work together in order to make sure like our corporations are safe and that we can build out AI systems and gain all of these amazing both productivities and new operational models that are going to propel not only just our companies, but our economy into the future. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.